And
I'm
let me
just
ask
having
you a
fun.
question because something just became really clear to me. A lot of people go through life with what I call a why should I mentality, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, why should I do that? Why should I do that? It's pretty
Yeah.
clear to me that you're running through your life with a why shouldn't I mentality. Why do you
Well,
think that is? Where do you think that comes from?
oh, I think, okay, let's get real psychological here, Chris. I guess a little bit. I was the fourth kid, so I was the young kid, and I remember the crowning achievement in my family was to make my mom laugh. She was wonderful, but if you could say something funny and get mom to laugh, that was really cool. You were the king for the day. And the thing is, my brothers and sisters were 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 years older than me, and my material wasn't any good, man. And I mean, I couldn't make her laugh, but I always had this kind of doggone it, someday I'm going to have good material and I'm going to be able to do it. And I didn't realize it was just because I was like 5 years old and she was 11. That's the way, the reason my sister got so many more laughs than I did. So I think it was that. It's like, well, I had all these, in my mind, super accomplished kids around me. They were just like my brother who could hit a baseball, and I was a baby. I didn't realize that being a baby, you're not supposed to be able to hit a baseball. So I think it was a little bit of that, and I guess really everything I've done, I started a business. I'd never taken a business class. I mean, I met a guy one day and asked him if I could write a book with him the first day I ever met him, and we wrote a book, and on it goes. So I just I got a lot of stuff to do, man. And
Yeah.
if you don't go do it, it doesn't happen.
Well, I mean, you are the quintessential story for somebody of our age who hasn't really maybe gone through with their dream yet and maybe has given up on that dream because everybody tells them that it's too late, whether it's going back to school or whatever it is, whatever your dream is. It just so happened for you it was blues music, and you are the perfect example of don't ever give up on your dreams because you never know, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just a regular example, and yeah, I
Well,
see
I
people.
disagree with that. I don't think you're a regular example. I've been following the music business for 12, 14, 15 years. You're not regular at all. This story
Yeah,
is not usual.
I think you're. I mean, I have to say, I'm sure you're right. You've got a good perspective, but I don't. I just why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I be able to do this? Why shouldn't I be able to write a song? Hell, I've written 5 books. I can write a song. It's 300 words. I write 50,000 word books. So
Yep.
I guess I'm not daunted by this stuff, and I'm not going to be. The other thing I said to Ralph one time is I said, Ralph, doggone it, here I am. I'm not 50 anymore, Chris. I'm older than that, and I said, well, I kind of wish I'd have followed the music thing when I was younger. I feel like I missed it. And he said, no,
Oh.
no, you don't. He
Yeah.
said, I think things have worked out for you just exactly as they should have.
I
And
just got one response to that, Chris, and that is 2024 top 200 blues albums in the world. You're number 38.
I don't know how to say it other than I think the other lesson to learn is, look, I wrote some lyrics. I hung around the blues. I tried to be a good student, and I met some great people who are amazing at what they do, and they did what they do that's amazing, and I did my little part. And we got a great publicist. We got a great record label. We got a great producer. We got great studio musicians. We've got great just across the board, and just
Yeah.
having so much fun watching these people who are good at what they do and being able to contribute my piece to it is super cool. So
Yeah, you have a great
that's some
team
of the
behind
lessons.
you. I will be the first one to admit that. I see that. I see the team, and I see how passionate the team is just based on the results. But keep in mind that the brand is what they're teaming up for, and the brand has your name on it. So remember that. You are the impetus for that team. So the passion begins and starts with you, and then everybody else is just pulling the rope that you supplied, right? So,
Well, I wrote books about brands and advertising. So I wrote a book called The People Powered Brand,
yes.
and that it really is kind of the people drive these things. And I realized there needs to be a front man. It's sort of like, okay, who's going to be the front man? Well, hey, he doesn't play guitar. He doesn't play the piano. How about him? And, I was like, okay. And in fact, I didn't tell you this, Chris. The reason I got nabbed to be a front man in this band is I was at a wine dinner. It was a church wine dinner. And there was a guy up on stage. This was 20 years ago playing guitar. And he was just playing instrumental, beautiful stuff, Beatles and, one-hit wonders and kind of our kind of music from the 70s and 60s. And he took a break. I went up to him. I was like, wow, that was really amazing, man. And I said, wow, I really like this and that. He goes, oh, are you a musician? I don't know why he said that. I said, and usually I would have said no. And I don't know why. I said, well, I'm a singer. And I hadn't sung for, I don't know, 25 years. 20 years, I don't know. And I said that. He goes, well, what do you sing? I said, well, I sing stuff like this, that, and the other, and some this and blah. He goes, well, what about this song, that song? I go, yeah, I know a couple of those. He goes, tell you what, let me get a glass of wine here, and you want to sing with me up on stage?
Wow.
I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. That'd be
why
great.
Shouldn't I? There's another why shouldn't I? Man,
so I went up on stage,
yeah.
and we start singing these songs. I don't remember, some Beatles and stuff that we all know the words to, and people hang around. The wine dinner doesn't end. We keep going. We go for like an hour. And after we're done, I say, hey, well, that was a lot of fun. I'll see you later, man. He's like, oh, well, wait a minute. This is the guy who said, hey, we need a front man in our band. And I'm like, well, what do you mean?
See, most of us are looking back at that experience with regrets because we didn't do it.
And I think it was all about trying to get the attention of my mom, I guess. Yeah. I don't know, because my wife's like, oh, dear God, don't get a microphone around that guy. He's going to go up and there. Oh, shit, there he is.
Being the youngest, it makes sense, man. It makes sense.
Yeah, I know. So I'm like, yeah, I got to, because I don't have my, I don't have my moment in the sun very often. I got to take it when I get it.
I love that, man.